overcoming vague objections. I need to think about it. What in the world does that mean? Well, I'll tell you, people think about a lot of things in life, and who knows what they're thinking and feeling. But I will say one thing. I've found repeatedly in my selling career that most decisions are made emotionally and then they're justified financially. So when someone says, I need to think about it, what do I say? What are you feeling? Because I found that when most people think they're thinking, they're actually thinking about how they're feeling. It sounds crazy, but if you believe what Simon Sinek says about his golden circle of decision making, the limbic brain, the reptilian brain, the eat it, mate with it, or kill it brain that determines the why, that's the main decision. And then the how and the what thoughts come afterwards. So most people make an emotional decision and then they justify it financially, and they're feeling something. Okay? By the way, do you think they're going to think about it more or less after you leave the room? I mean, honestly, if someone says, I got to think about it, you say, well, okay, well, give me a call the next couple of days, or I'll check back with you next week or the week after, see what you've thought about it. I mean, believe me, if that person is so cloudy of mind that they can't make a decision, they're not going to get instantly cleared up as soon as you walk out of the room. If anything, they're going to be beleaguered with all the other things that were on their to-do list that they pushed aside to make room to meet with you today. Believe me, you got to get to the bottom of that. Now, I'm not saying you have to hard pressure a sale in the room when you're there, but you really need to help that person think through what they're thinking or feel through what they're feeling. And don't just abdicate your responsibility to sell just by saying, well, he needs to think about it. I'm just going to leave. I'll check back with him in a week or two. Because that may be very ineffective. It may actually cool the prospect more than you'd ever like it to be cooled, and like the person to be cooled down, and the prospect may just slip away. So first, look for emotional triggers, motivations. Second, ask them how they're feeling, what they're feeling. And then third, really do help them, answer questions, because they may be able to articulate. They may say, well, I got to think about it. And you could use the same thing where they say, I got to look at the figures. And you say, well, which figures are you more interested in? The cost, the savings, or maybe your budget? Maybe the way they say, I need to think about it, you might go a similar tack and say, well, I don't want to issue any pressure here, but if there's anything I can help you think about, I'd be happy to be here as your resource to think this through with you. Are you concerned about thinking about the costs? Are you thinking about the savings? Are you thinking about your budget? Or is it something I haven't mentioned? And I think if you do that in a very sincere, helpful way, they will appreciate the fact that you are helping them through what they may consider to be a confusing decision, because this is not a decision they make every day of the week. Okay?